Warlords come out to play. This could be your last day in life. Sacrifice, another actor dies.
When I was in second grade, I had one in Echo Park, and this one was almost similar. It was almost the same thing, where I'm asleep with my brother, but it's almost like a fine line between am I awake or am I asleep. I guess this is the best way I could describe these things, because it just seems too unreal, you know. And we're laying down, and then I hear knocking, and I tell my brother, like, hey, somebody's knocking, and it's the window. We're alone, and so I go check the window, and it's my grandfather, and he's collecting la cundina. I don't know how you say that in English. When you collect money, you know what I'm talking about? The pyramid. So he's collecting that, but my grandfather lives in Michoacan, in Mexico. So he's knocking, and I open the window, and he goes, "Oh, I came to pick up." And I was like, "What?" So I'm tripping, and I look to my brother, and I call my brother, and I turn back, and my grandfather looks like the exorcist. He's green, and I start praying. I remember that my mom tells me, when you see something like that, pray. So I'm praying, I'm doing the cross, and he's not going away, and he's right in front of me, and I don't want to look. I don't want to look, and it's pulling me closer, and I turn, and I scream, you know, and nothing seems to work, you know. And then I find myself waking up, but I'm screaming, and my brother's saying that I'm screaming for him. Like everything else that happened, I screamed for him, but you know, I'm the only one that's seen this. This is in Echo Park, and my grandfather lived in Michoacan.
And did your grandfather pass away? Is that why you saw him, or
no? My grandfather's still alive. You know, he just came to visit us last year. In that house that we lived in Echo Park, we lived there briefly, but after we moved out, they let us know that somebody died in that house before we moved in, and I guess that's why we got the house for so cheap. But they died in the basement of that house, and we were in that perimeter, you know, and we didn't know about it, and maybe my parents did, but they never told us that. But this is one of my brother also seen things in where the refrigerator was at, that was covering the basement where I guess the person had died. But we found out that years later.